Jason, let's talk Blumhouse games.
Very good. Very good. Let's give you a little taste of what we're doing in games. That would be great.
So yeah, a lot of horror movies, you know, like the Black Phone 2, the Nightmare on Elm Street, they all like explore what happens when you go to sleep, right? But this game explore what happens when you can't sleep. And this game is a new psychological horror by the creative director and also from the 9 Inch Nails. Please welcome everybody, Robin Finck! Hello.
All right, Robin, let's start with the first question. Tell us about Sleepaway.
Yes. Sleepawake is a first-person, narrative-driven horror game, psychedelic horror game. It's an emotionally charged experience. It's set in a stunning world, truly, of environmental storytelling, and it leverages unique story-driven puzzles with intense stealth and traversal and chase sequences. It's heavy on tone and immersion, and we're playing in a world where everyone is in a panic to remain awake because those who succumb to sleep inexplicably vanish. People are disappearing, leaving only void shadows behind. We play as Katya, a resourceful and edgy psychonaut. You must navigate depraved death cults through dangerous and unreliable final city. Everyone's at the brink of their own brand of madness, and as they're attempting desperately to remain awake and alive. The game is set both in the crumbling collapse of this last known city on Earth called the Crush, and in the fathom, the space between sleep and death. And I want to tell you this. It's a game crafted by a diverse team of many passionate hands and hearts across every department, be it art and design, tech and engineering, sound and narrative designers, production. Each and all are a badass crew. They're really bad to the bone, and I want to be sure to make you know about them. Led by co-creative director, the incomparable Corey Davis, this thing is fueled by the insights and the dreams of all of us at Eyes Out.
I'm so excited, really. And we've seen in some of the trailers and the reel that we saw today that the game is pretty vibrant for a horror game. What makes Sleepaway different from other horror games?
Sleepawake is different in that it plays in the dark themes of dread and the buildup of uneasy tension, but it pushes far and away outside of that frame into the release of bliss and beauty. And it does this visually, it does this musically, it does it conceptually, and we're also playing with full motion video within the 3D game space. we got to work with Meta Creative in the filming of FMV sequences, and these sequences parallel the game's themes, not as a one-to-one ratio, not a mirror image, but like dreams, they're reminiscent of an idea, and they're bent and unbridled. And we use these to add undulating, bespoke textures on assets and scapes, and at times to make you wonder, what is this physical space and what cannot possibly be the physical space, the unseen.
Cool, Robin. So yes, give it up for Robin, guys. Give it up for Robin. So Robin, we know there's a lot of horror fans in this room right now, right? And we've seen a lot of horror movies. Is there any horror movie that's inspired to creating this game in particular?
Yes, of course, we're all film enthusiasts. Paranormal films that depict, events outside the understanding of scientific explanation, like The Exorcist, like The Prince of Darkness, so many John Carpenter films, really. Cosmic horror films about the unknown of horror, or the horror just beyond our comprehension, like films like Annihilation, and The Lighthouse, invasion and survival films where the protagonist is, well, trapped or being hunted, films like A Quiet Place, or Alien. These are excellent examples of stealth and stress. Body horror films that portray grotesque violations of the body, like Hellraiser, Dead Ringers, Videodrome. And occult films, films that deal with mysticism and magic that's maybe suppressed or been ignored. Films like Midsummer, The Witch. And maybe our greatest influence, one we return to again and again, is the dark psychological themes and bleeding psychedelia of director Panos Cosmatos in films like Beyond the Black Rainbow and Mandy.
All right, Robin. So I have a question for you. How is your background in music showing up in Sleepaway?
Well, Corey and I began in music together, setting a tone, immersing ourselves in a ceremony of sound, and with a listening ear. We really were experimenting beyond our reach. We improvised and we captured it all. And then as this world began to emerge, we'd go back to the well for inspiration, or reacquaint ourselves with discussions we had had, or a pivotal insight in the trajectory of a character or an environment. And sometimes the sound would point, and sometimes it would more simply allow and provide a space for these ideas to emerge. At times the game was music forward, and at other times the audio experience is that of your own heart pumping. It's your blood rushing, and intentionally persuading your imagination to understand what you can't see, because even the absence of sound can be when it's in that chasm between two soundscapes. And sometimes that's the aim, is to uncover something unbearable, because when you get to the other side of unbearable, the release is amplified all the more. The music and sound design are pivotal in the creations of, in the moments of dread and fear. Sometimes they're prompting intuitive responses, and at other times they're giving voice to an alternative of what you might suspect or predict. And I'm extremely honored and excited to share with you that we will be releasing the soundtrack on Milan Records. On that note, I believe we have something to share and support that announcement.
Yeah, we got something to share for you guys. You guys ready?
Guys, Robin, will you please sign the book for the fans?
Oh boy. Here we go.
Robin, such an honor to be here with you. Really appreciate it, man. I've learned a lot.
Thank you so much for joining us on stage.
All right, here we go.